So that drop part, I have to somehow learn how to build that. And so this is going in the new album, but it is more, I think, so this one is one of the interludes and one of the intros that I wanted to grasp a feeling of what it means to be there but not be there. So I don't have a track title for this one, but the lyrics, and so the lyrics go, this morning felt like a different stroke, right? It felt like a different awakening, and all the birds have learnt my favorite notes. So seems like everything feels picture perfect, how the world always feels or how it should always be portrayed, but in this picture perfect moment, and as a miles from ear to ear, I somehow still manage to disappear. So it's like the idea that I feel like I should be present. I feel like that I should be here, and I feel like everything is pointing me towards being in this very moment with myself and with you. But I still somehow find a moment, and I still somehow find a way to disappear. And it's the next lyrics, which I haven't recorded, is the sidewalks bloom beneath my feet, and with every step there grew something sweet, and the world kept telling me to stay, but I refused to hear what he would say. So it's a very... This morning felt like a different show. All the birds have learned. It is similar to disassociating, but I thought, to have something so personal and something so real in obviously your album, I think that's a very valid artist driven direction that I think anyone puts in. It's I think a lot of people might think wrong, and it's meant to feel that, but I want people to know that there is more power in identifying that feeling, whether it be sadness, whether it be emptiness, whether it be forgetting, or whether it be neglecting something. Identifying it and giving it a platform. That's not to say it should drive you or it should be your main compass for your judgments and stuff like that. I think it should be there to serve as a release. And art is art. You should be able to know how to differentiate yourself from your art. My rule of thumb, golden rule of thumb, is your art should never be more powerful than you, right? Because you are the composer, you are the creator, you are the life bringer. And I feel like the minute you give more power to the art than yourself, it could grasp a hold of you. And the reason why I say this is most of the times when we create art, unless you're creating art for yourself, in that case, you're not meaning for it to share, you're not meaning to give it out to anywhere, you're not meaning to show anyone. It's never on display. It's never on display for the world. If it's that, then, by all means, you could do whatever you want with it. But I think generally, if your art is going to be put out into the world, into the stratosphere, for people to see, it is meant to be critiqued. It is meant to be hated. It is meant to be loved. It is meant to be inspired, respected, despised, you name it. It is meant to be influenced, right? But I've always noticed that if you give so much power to it and it's above you, then all that influence gets to you, and it becomes a very vain moment. You hear it all the time. People lose themselves in their art. You have to learn how to differentiate you with your art. You got to make that distinction of power. And I believe that is dominantly the only way sometimes that you could further push more, give more, create more, without ever thinking that you have to get something taken back from you and lose your peace over it. Your art will forever be with you. That's who you are. That is literally the core of you. The essence is literally you. You can generate something time and time. I mean, that is not to say you should not be proud of it, or you shouldn't make a distinction of how much you've worked for it and how much you've really killed yourself over it. It's a very vulnerable piece of you, and because it could be such a vulnerable piece, if you do not know how to detach from it, then you are going to struggle, and you are going to have a hard time when something that you don't like hearing, or something that you don't really want, what you've never really foresaw coming, gets into that. And listen, it is a very common thing for any artist to get into that mindset, regardless. It's, you can't never ever cross the boundaries and never ever cross the line. It's always going to be a feud between you and the artist. Take control. Seize it. Learn how to create more. Learn how to give back to yourself, as we say. And, you'll be... And even if it is a very personal and direct correlation to how you felt when you were making this, the minute it's up there, the minute it's out, have no remorse that it's far gone from you. It's like sending a baby. I mean, I don't have a kid. I don't have a baby. But I guess it's like sending a fully grown-up kid out and back into the world. You got to learn for it to fend to itself. Whatever comes of it, comes of it. 스스로 강하게 만드는 것도 중요합니다. 맞습니다. 너무 맞고요. But yeah. This morning felt like a different show. All the birds have learned my favorite notes. And as the sun smiled from ear to ear, I somehow still managed to disappear. I now feel my dreams so crystal clear. It's very for me, I want it to feel haunting. I want it to feel like it's... I know you guys are listening to it through the phone, so I mean, there's only so much you guys can maybe process, right? And when the melody, like whether it be like F sharp minor, and it's just like that, the the frequency that I feel like I have to get into sometimes isn't me now. Like, it's not who I am now, but it's who I was at one point in my life. And for me to retract that version of me and bring it forward and live that version in the present state is sometimes one of the most beautiful experiences that I get to experience. I get to feel, right? And for me, I think it goes without saying that every time you sing, right, or every time you hit a note, or every time you play something, you have to play it like you mean it. Sometimes when you sing, you have to sing it like you mean it, right? You have to say words like you mean it. That's why they say words are probably the most powerful things in the world. It's because of how much power you decide to give to it. But I say, when you create art and the lyrics and whatever song you're singing, wherever it is, this is just personal opinion, but if you're making a song that's directly from your personal experiences, sing it like you mean it. Sing it like you feel it. Sing it like you actually are fucking dying. Or sing it like you actually are going to the light. Sing it like you mean it. And when that happens, you'll see a big shift in energy, and you'll see a big shift in power. So yeah, I was sorry, I have to finish making this. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? So yeah, that is where you get, I think, sometimes this is where you get the passion, and you get the drive, and more importantly, you get the deliverance of what you're trying to really say. And that's not to say like, yo, I'm really good at this. No, I don't think there's probably a better way to always express it. There's probably a more professional, official way to execute things. But there is no proper way to do any of it, other than, I think, singing it like you mean it, writing it like you mean it. If I sing about, heartbreak, sing it like you mean it. Sing it like you've actually got your heart broken, and tell me how bad it was, or tell me how bad you felt. If you're anxious, and if you're on the verge, or if you were on the verge of dying, and you need to get that out, I say write it. Show the world. Have some power over it, and deliver it. And then just cut it out. Cut it out like you do. And that is, I think, the way to process and the way to execute a lot of these cues that you have as an artist sometimes. The little slumps and the little mind fucks that we get into. It really does come from a place of self-doubt sometimes. And mind you, as any artist will tell you, you are the most sensitive creature in the world. How could you not be? How can you not be? How can you not be sensitive and create? I'm sure you can. I'm sure you have a different way of being sensitive. But, you do care, you do think, and you do feel. And a lot of times you are always processing. That's all we do. All we do is process. But the thinker sometimes have to learn how to get that here to paper. And a lot of the times when we transfer that, it does take a lot of brain juice, I guess you could say. And a lot of that does come from allowing yourself to just do it.